Fuad here back on Behind the Gloves with another interview. I'm joined by a live form of Frank Warren finally. It's been a while, Frank. How have you been over lockdown?
I've been like everybody, very frustrated, but working hard, and so much so we've come up with a series of shows, and obviously we've got the one on Saturday after already doing three, having done three, and looking forward to seeing Carl Frankton in the ring, and Mick Conlon and Archie Sharp all in action. Top world-ranked fighters. And obviously, Carl would have been looking to fight for a world title by now against Hearn, but unfortunately, because of the COVID, that got postponed. But he's got a fight against a guy called Darren Trainer from Scotland, who's going to jump at his chance. He's been training very hard and feels that he may be able to upset the odds. We will see.
There was a lot of talk about Archie Sharp fighting Alpha Barrett, but obviously now he's jumped ship. Quite frustrating at that fight that we couldn't get it made while they were both here with you.
Well, it was, but you know what? Archie's in a position now where he can, I think he's ranked about number 4, I think it is, in the WBO. So, he gets a win, and we keep him busy. He could wind up being a mandatory to the winner of Carl and Hearn.
All right, so the word all over the internet is you and Eddie have spoken. Apparently there's been, you're trying to sort something out here. What's the latest? What can you give us on what was said in that first meeting between you two?
Well, we haven't had the meeting yet, but he sent me a note the other day, and we're going to meet after he has his shows. I think he said he was taking a break or something. We're going to get together then.
Is there, how realistic is this opportunity now that, we can get those mega fights that you put out a request to do sooner rather than later?
We'll see when we meet. I can't, they're what I would like to do. So let's see what happens when we get together.
Now moving on, we got obviously Joyce just fought the other week. Good performance, third round stoppage. The ball coming up. When you had to give them other opponents, was there any fear in you that, one of them may slip up and we might miss the mega fight?
Look, do you know what? Anything can happen in boxing, especially with the big guys. One punch can change the whole dynamic of the situation. And I prefer not to have had fights and gone straight to it. But they'd have been out the ring too long, and they needed to get the rust out of their system.
If there's a second wave or anything like that, which we hope not, will it be harder to maybe possibly put that fight on next year, or do you think both parties are settled on that fight and we can get it on sooner rather than later?
We want to get the fight on in October. That's what we intend to do. And but I don't know what's going to happen. Who can tell? I mean, I haven't got a crystal ball. They're locking cities down in the UK. There's spikes in other countries. We're in the hands of the unknown. So all we can do is try and plan for the best and hope, and fingers crossed, and hope that the things we set out to do can be done.
Let's talk about Tyson. Obviously, the last time we saw him, brilliant performance against Wilder. Talk is that they're going to get that third fight on. Eddie did come out and say, forget the Wilder fight, let's make the Dillian Whyte fight. Is that something that's realistic? With obviously, we know Wilder deserves his third fight as a champion.
Well, look, he's got a conflict of interest in as much that that's his guy to fight. Tyson's contracted to fight against Wilder, and that fight we want to get it on this year. Tyson's not prepared to wait till next year for that. And the bottom line is the real fight we want to see is Tyson in the ring with AJ. That's what everybody wants to see. All the other stuff is what it is, and obviously he's got a contractual obligation with AJ with Pulev. So we get their stuff out of the way this year and move to that. Tyson at the moment, he's the man. He's the number one heavyweight in the world. Independently, that's what the ring's saying. I think most people who know anything about heavyweight boxing agree. So it'll be his decision who he wants to fight. Tyson's not beholden to anybody. He's paid his dues. He's the lineal champion. He's gone to other people's backyards and fought. So he'll do what he wants to do.
Word is that Bob Arum said that they're going to push that fight over to next year with the crowd situation. And what can you give us on the latest? We know it's meant to be in Vegas at the stadium.
He's not going to wait till next year. He will fight this year. He will not wait till next year. End of story.
If it's not Wilder, who else could it be in December?
I don't know what it's going to be, but he won't fight. Tyson will fight this year. I mean, I spoke with him this morning. He's fighting this year. That's what he wants. And, we don't want the fight put back. We want to try and get it on this year by hook or by crook.
One more thing, we've got this brilliant show obviously coming up, and then another show with Dubois. What's your plans going into October and November? Is there anything we can expect?
We're going to announce our next tranche of shows. We've got Daniel Dubois on the 29th, and then we'll be announcing 2 shows in September and 2 in October.
Frank, appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button so you can get notified every time we upload a new video. And we also have a free app available on iTunes and Google Play, so make sure you go and download that. Bye Fight fans.